Hey, so you all seem to like my last Wheel of Time video, so I decided to quickly make another one to sort of go alongside that. If you enjoy these Wheel of Time videos, please just do me one favor, and that's to make sure you're subscribed. That way, you'll get an alert every single time I, make another Wheel of Time, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, or a Song of Ice and Fire video. Really, anything that interests me. If you subscribe, you'll get an alert for that. Also, slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. Alright, so in my many attempts to research to better understand this world, I have figured out a few things, and I've also decided to bring to light some of the changes that are kind of a big deal, and I guess that's part of my understanding and explaining of this story. Like, the process of that, I have to read opinions from people who know this story inside and out, regardless of whether I agree with them or not, because that's how you get a better understanding of the flaws of something, or why in sometimes the flaws in something, why I actually like it, right? So I hear why someone else doesn't like something, and in turn that actually makes me like it more because the way it was explained. But anyway, just jumping right into it. So the biggest change from book to show is that most of these characters in Emond's Field have all been given sort of low births, right? So we have Mat's father being promiscuous and his mother being a drunk, and this has turned him into a thief, right? Then we have Rand. Basically, the relationship that he has with Tam is just, it's kind of different. It's not exactly the same as it is in the books. And then also we have the fact that Perrin is married. All of that aside, I think the reason why that was kind of a shitty change from the books is because apparently the status of these characters' upbringing, like the fact that they have good moral upbringings and that they have strong wills and characters, they're not like thieves and like someone suffering from PTSD or someone who, feels like they don't belong to, right? The fact that they have a strong upbringing in the surrounding of their village is actually what makes them able to resist the Dark Lord. So now, although these characters have been more humanized and they're not as proud, and maybe they're more realistic and more akin to real-life characters, it kind of brings into question of how they're going to resist the Dark Lord later on. I don't know. You all let me know what you think about that change down below in the comment section. Another change that I noticed is, and this one's kind of funny because the source material has strong feminist undertones anyway. So much to the point that they should be called overtones. Women have an amazing amount of power in this story, and that's what's sort of brought in a lot of readers. The fact that it is equal, right? True equal. So for this series, in the opening scene, with the Red Aes Sedai, right? We have her basically saying, men are bad, and you tainted it, right? And the premise in the books is not inherently that men are bad, and that's why they can't use magic. It's more so that women pull from a certain side of magic, and men pull from a certain side of magic. In particular, Sadine is the male half, and Sadar is the female half. So Sadine is like water with an oil slick sitting on top of it. The only way to get to the water or the magic underneath of it is to touch the oil, so it's going to be tainted, right? It's not that men are fucking jackasses and they're inherently evil. It's that the side of magic they pull from is tainted. So when they use it, it's obviously tainted magic. It's a lot harder to control. So when women pull from their side, the Sadine, it's different from the male half. So they're able to manipulate and become a way better channeler than men are. So I think that was kind of an interesting book to show change. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but once again, you all let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Now this one, I'm going to tread lightly. I'm not as, adept on these books, really anything about them, aside from questions that I have from the show. This is what I mentioned in my last videos. When I have questions about the show, like what the fuck is going on, I'll look up the answer in the books, and I tread carefully because their spoilers are rife. So one of the big things about Emond's Field, right, the Two Rivers, because that was really hard for me to differentiate watching the first 3 episodes of Wheel of Time, of like what's specific about these locations, because all of the characters are mixed, right? So like there's different nationalities and different diversities, so it's hard for me to tell like which town is which, because all of the people look, well, for the most part, very diverse. So apparently in the source material, Emond's Field is a very conservative town, meaning that the people that live there have been somewhat isolated for thousands of years. So the people that are from Emond's Field look a certain way. So I think what a lot of the problems that book readers have with it, it doesn't bother me at all. Like I said, it's just kind of hard to tell where the fuck they're at because there's like, you know, races of all different types everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's just hard for me to tell where they are at times. And I think that's basically going to get easier as the show goes along. But from a book expert's perspective, from someone who's a book fan, the problem with making Emond's Field so diverse is that in the future of the story, where the story is headed, you kind of can tell where someone's from by the way they look. So if everybody is just racially ambiguous and like all the races are covered, you can't really differentiate where one character is from. And then also, some of the book fans mentioned that since they made it so diverse, part of the problem with Emond's Field is that they're conservative, right? They don't trust outsiders. So when Moiraine first arrives with Lan and like they first enter the village, people are suspicious of them. They don't trust her because at first she seems as though she's, you know, a woman from a fallen house or whatever the fuck this story is. But they just, in general, people from the Two Rivers, people from Emond's Field do not trust outsiders. So if you make everything so like racially accepting of everyone, it's kind of like, how are you supposed to be able to tell that one person's not from Emond's Field? So it sort of defeats that whole thing of people from Emond's Field being a little bit kind of racist against people not from there, right? Or just not trusting of them. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain that because, like I said, I am not a book fan, and the fact that there's so many different races on screen doesn't bother me at all. It's just this is something that some of the book fans have noticed, and I think are really kind of afraid to talk about because everybody's labeling everyone racist nowadays, and that's not necessarily the case. I think there are some good points to be made on both sides. Fantasy, for the longest time, has been mostly dominated by one race, so it's nice to see other races in the fantasy niche. But there are some strong points to be made on the other side. So let's just move on from this point. One of the other big book to show changes is the story that Nynaeve tells about the White Tower turning her away. That really actually kind of irked me when I found out like what the White Tower is. The whole purpose of the White Tower, and anyone who arrives there, anyone who's female who wants to learn magic who arrives there, is that you're no one. Whether you're a queen, whether you're a beggar, whether you're a thief, it doesn't matter. You all start off at the same place, at the bottom. So your identity prior to arriving at the White Tower doesn't mean jack shit. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to hurt you. You are equal. Nynaeve said that they turned her away because she was poor. She was too poor. The White Tower said, get the fuck out of here. You ain't got no money. That sort of destroys what the White Tower is supposed to be. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort of recover from that change. And this will be the last thing for this video. The next video I make will be just straight lore. So I'll talk about, if you guys want me to, I'll talk about the Trollocs and their origins and really what they are. So this in the first episode, when the Trollocs attack the village, the villagers are very much sort of real in like their reactions, right? So they're like, holy fucking shit, what is going on? We don't know how to do anything, right? So you would think as a watcher of a movie, you're always like, nah, fuck that, grab a sword, this is medieval times, kill these motherfuckers. But it's actually realistic because everybody's freaking out. They're like, holy shit, what are these monsters? Oh my god. You know what I mean? They start freaking out. But then, out of nowhere, right? Moiraine is channeling the one power that looked kind of corny, whatever. But out of nowhere, they all just turn around and start fighting them, right? So it's like, what the fuck? Also, Tam is a sword master, and he's Rand's father. Not his real father, but his father from what we know on the show. He's supposed to be a sword master. He shouldn't be taken out by one Trolloc. That's kind of, well, fucking crazy. You all let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you want more of these Wheel of Time videos, please do me one favor, and that's subscribe and slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420, and my subscriber goal is to reach 100,000.